Hey Chelsea, my sweet daughter. This is just I wanted to make a little video and tell you where I was coming from with this new round of changes that we're doing in the business. I want you to understand that I treasure, I really value you in this business. I really think that you will do extremely well in this business, and I think that it's something where I would love for you to be able to go into a marriage, if and when you and Christian or whoever, decide to get married, equal, equal in income, equal in goals. And one of the things that your mom and I didn't have, we literally worked for my father for the first 15 years with the promise that someday, son, this will be yours. I don't want you to be tied to that. I want you to have the skill set to be able to do whatever you want to do, whenever you want to do it. And by learning a trade of some kind, and I think real estate is an extremely, I've generated down to real estate so that I can, as far as income level, I guess you'd say up, because the income is so lucrative in real estate, and I don't see that going away anytime soon. And even if it does, let's just say, for example, that the real estate market changes and it's no longer lucrative to be a real estate agent. The skill set you will learn in sales with real estate is something you can carry to anything. You can sell 747 jetliners, anything like that. And one of the things that is really, really amazing is that I've taught a lot of salespeople over the years. I'm talking about dozens, if not 100 salespeople I've taught over the years. And they fall specifically into two categories. They fall into the categories of people that can believe and see where they can go, and the category of those that can't see themselves making $100,000 a year or more. And it's sad to see. I had one that was Lisa, started out at Huntington, Romano, whatever, her Perillo. Anyway, Lisa, she got it. Her father was a national sales manager, and she was my secretary. And I told my dad I wanted to bring her into sales. And we got her into sales, and the rest was history. My gosh, she took off like a big bird because she could see, she could envision. She saw her dad do it, and she said, if he could do it, I can do it. And she just took off. My gosh, she was our accounting for a third of our business within 6 months, and just amazingly quick. And and then I was trying to hire a second or third salesperson because I was the second, but the third one, and she was outselling me within 3 months. And I was hiring another one, and I interviewed all kinds of people. I found this one young lady that was talented. She was an outgoing, personable person, a good-looking woman, really had all the tools. 4-year degree, just out of college, and I thought, she's going to do great. I told Lisa, I said, she'll be outselling you in 2 months. Well, in 2 months, I fired her because she could not leave her desk. She absolutely did nothing, zero. We gave her accounts, and she wouldn't call on them. It was a fear factor, and it's something to do with the mental makeup of a person. And I've seen people that are shy, reticent, people be very successful in real estate, and I've seen others that are outgoing and boisterous that fail. So it's nothing to do with the personality. It's something inside, some driving force that makes a person, I don't know, makes a person want to be or need. I guess it's more of a need to be successful. And what happens is if you need to be successful, you will be successful. Whatever it is, I don't care what it is you put your mind to. If you say, I have to be successful at this, period, unless there's another person involved, like a relationship, then, whoever says I quit wins. Those you can't say that on. But as far as achieving goals, if you can believe it, you can achieve it. And I've believed that for years and years and years. And we've gone through some tough times. It's not saying you're not going to have bumps in the road. We've gone through bankruptcies, and we've gone through turmoil when we left Wyoming, but God gave us you out there in Wyoming, so it's all good. But anyway, so the point I'm getting all around to this is that I want to have you step up. I want you to get your license. I want you to become a more integral part of this company, not just a lead gen service. Because as you do that, you will earn more and more money. $40,000, $60,000, $80,000, $100,000. It's not. There's no cap to what you can earn. There's tons, and I'm talking in Hernando County. There's probably 20 agents that are all earning over $100,000. We earned $160,000 last year. Okay, and yet we're not anywhere near the top. I mean, there are guys that 5 years ago were making $250,000. And it's not all about the money. It's not, because for example, Lisa Huntington, Romano Perillo, whatever her last name was when she died, she decided when she was 38 that she was going to cash in her sales career and have a family. And she told her company, I'm working part-time. And they were like, no, you're not. And she said, yes, I am. I'm working part-time. You can either fire me or I'm working 20 hours a week. Well, she maintained her sales at the current level that she was at, working only 20 hours a week, and had 2 kids. So it was like, okay. But I guess what I'm saying is that when you have a skill set that you learn, and you must learn it, you must be determined to learn it, because without learning that skill set, you're not going to be good. And if you learn this skill set, you will be able to make as much money as you want to make. You can say, I want to make $250,000 a year, and you will make it. On the flip side is you can say, I'm only going to work 20 hours a week, and I'm going to still make $100,000 or $50,000 or whatever it is. But the point is that you'll be going into a relationship equal. You won't be going into a relationship where he's making the money and you're the tag along. And I don't want that for you. I want you to be able to be someone that can bring stuff to the table. I mean, look at Sarah. Sarah, for example, probably earns more money than her husband because she's a nurse, and that takes 4 years of college. So that's a long time, and it's a very narrow field, very specific. Granted, it's a successful career. But this one is one that you could learn in a year or two and be making more money than Sarah. And Sarah's confined by the structure of the company that she works for. What happens in real estate is you are not confined at all, because being you're a self-contractor, you can move your license at any time. And in fact, the smart ones do. The smart ones will get their training under one broker, like let's say Keller Williams or something like that, and then they will move their license to something like Realty One Group or Realty Associates after they've got their training. Why? Because Keller Williams will give you the training. Actually, Keller Williams doesn't. So Keller Williams charges you for the training. They charge like $250, $300 a month for their training. So maybe that's a bad example, but Century 21, let's call it that. Century 21 will give you the training for free, and you just have to listen. And if you do that, you will come out the other side, fair to middling agent. Not great. I mean, if you were one of my agents, you'd have been good. But most of the managers over there don't give a crap. So they're okay. They'll at least train you something. But the bottom line is, then eventually you will come out the other side with some training, and then you move your license to a company that doesn't charge you, a fortune. You move your license to somebody, like I said, like Realty Associates, where we charge you a nominal fee, and that's it, So
in half a mile, slight left onto Blanton Road.
Sorry about that. The bottom line is I love you dearly, preciously, and I want you to be successful, and I want to be able to help you in that success. And like I said, I've trained a lot of salespeople over the years. I know my business extremely well. I mean, we had a mediocre year last year. We did 160,000.
Take the next left onto Blanton Road.
So we could train you to be making 100,000 a year in a year. You know, honestly, it's all about you.
Continue on Blanton
depends
Road
on
for half a mile.
How focused you are, how much you want it. You know, because if you want it, you'll achieve it. If you don't, if you're kind of wishy-washy and you're not sure what you want to do with your life, you know, I mean, you can always fall back on sales. Chelsea, you can always, if you
In
learn
a quarter
this.
mile, turn right onto the I-75 South ramp to Tampa.
I bet you know that I'm headed to Tampa now, right? Anyway, you could always fall back on this if you learn this as a
Turn
trade.
right onto the I-75 South ramp.
You decide you don't want to do it as a living. You can always fall back on it and just it's always great to have a trade, and then go back and if you wanted to be a nurse, you know, go to school
Continue
for it.
on
Whatever.
I-75 South for 17 miles.
The bottom line is, it gives you tools in your chest, and the thing that I've learned about money in the bank is that it just gives you options. When you have money in the bank, you have the ability to do different things that people that don't have money, because they don't have those options. You know, when you have $50,000 in the bank, you have options. You've got the ability to do whatever you want to do, really. And if you don't have those options. You're stuck at a job that you got to work. You know, whether it's an 8 to 5, you know, McDonald's job or whatever. And the sad thing is that virtually everyone in the world has the opportunity to be able to change that, and very few do. I mean, I'm talking, it's so bizarre. I've had 2 or 3 Walmart managers, intelligent people that are in management in Walmart, work for me in real estate, and all of them failed. Every single one of them. Why? Because they couldn't see themselves making more than $40,000 a year, and it would take an exerted effort for them to learn the trade, and they didn't want to do it. They were lazy. I just have come to the realization that there are some people that you can't help. I mean, it's sad to say, but there are those people that you just can't help. And if they decide, they get in their mind that they either don't want to do it. I had a salesperson that right around the same time with Lisa, another one that plugged in, and she was doing okay. She was making, well, I don't know, she was probably making $30,000, $35,000 a year back then, which is good wages. But I told her I said, you could do twice that very easily. I can show you how to double your wages. She said, I don't want to. And I said, you don't want to make more money? She said, I don't want to make any more money. I don't want to work any harder than I am. And then within 2 weeks, she quit. It's like, okay, you know, whatever. So the bottom line is, it's whatever you decide. If you have the heart, if you decide that you want to do this, you can be successful doing it. If you don't, I get it. I understand it. I know. I won't understand why you wouldn't, but I understand that you would make that decision, and it's your decision to make. So, but anyway, I love you dearly. I want you to understand that what we want is for your success, and I want you to be making as much money as you can, and I want you to in the future be able to go into a relationship equal, and to have your own home within just a short period of time, so that you could. I mean, I'm a firm believer in home ownership. You know, you own a home, eventually it's going to get paid off. And I mean, we've had one house paid off in Wyoming. Lord willing, we're going to have this house paid off in the next year or two. So anyway, love you very much. Talk to you soon. Bye.